Welcome back to DXB today. Hope you are having a transformational Tuesday with us. Talking of transformation, we've been talking habits. It's a sort of running theme throughout the show, the good, the bad, I suppose the ugly habits as well. So we are getting through them all and also giving you some advice on how you can address them. Next up, I want to talk to the Managing Director of Buy Niggy Marketing. And NIkita Phulwani has joined us live here in the studio. Good to see you, NIkita. Thanks for
Likewise. Thank you so much for having me.
So, habits, and you've been listening on intently to a lot of the advice that's come from previous guests as well. One thing that seems to be a common theme is stress. Is there a link between stress and habits?
Absolutely, in my opinion. People think that stress is having too much of work, right? Or being overburdened, you know, oh my God, I'm so stressed, I need to do this, I need to finish this report. In my opinion, you can handle stress if you actually incorporate the habits that make you feel good a little more consciously. That's what I did. So to give you a little context, I went through a massive transformation, since you've used that word. I lost about 50 kgs 3 years ago. And because of that fitness journey, I incorporated certain habits when I realized is, oh my God, working out makes me feel so good. Oh my God, dancing makes me feel so good. And oh my God, I'm able to get through my week better by incorporating these good habits very consciously. So yeah, I feel like we all are always going to be stressed. Stress is not going away anywhere, right? But it's just making yourself better through good habits in being able to deal with them.
Yeah, I mean, Nikki, we've had this conversation before, and your story is amazing. You inspire so many young boys and girls out there with your story. What I want to know is how you actually identified your bad habits. We spoke earlier about how family sometimes intervene, they try to guide you in the right direction. What was your experience?
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, I would say overeating, which resulted in poor health and the weight gain, was a very easy to identify bad habit, right? And then, as Russell said, you kind of need to replace that. So that bad food was replaced by the good food. So I may not be leaning into that chocolate, but I'd go for a date, you know, or the green apple. So yeah, I think for me, there were some clear indicators, or when I would visit the doctors, they would tell me, hey, this is wrong, that's wrong. So yeah, you know, other people made it rather easy for me to identify those bad habits, and then I replaced them with good ones.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people, they can do really well, as you've done, but they fall off the wagon, don't they?
Yeah.
What has kept you on the wagon, so to speak?
I think with each passing day, so I work out 5 times a week. I used to be someone who wouldn't move from her bed, right? I was not exactly an active person, let's just say that. I think with each passing day that I would show up to my workout, I realized that there is no bad feeling after a workout. And those results and those feelings just kept reinforcing more and more each day. So have I had moments where I'm demotivated? Yes, we all do, right? I mean, but guess what? We still show up, right? So I just made that my mantra, that I show up no matter what, just like the moon. Yeah.
Nikki, it's my firm belief that when people want to lose weight and get into good habits, they always think they should follow a certain diet, a certain plan, or certain something. But it's my belief that you need to do something you enjoy. And I think you agree as well. So tell me about your happy hour of dance.
My happy hour of dance is every Saturday between 12 and 1. It's very consciously added to my schedule. And no, I'm not trying to be the best dancer in the world, but it's that 1 hour that I show up for myself and I choose the song. It could be as cliche. I'm super Bollywood, I'm Indian. So I would choose the cliche songs, and it's not about how perfect my moves are, but it's that 1 hour of just being me, enjoying the music that I like listening to and moving my body as well. So, yeah.
So what advice can you give? A lot of people out there, I mean, let's stick with the fitness thing if we can. And a lot of people turn to fitness to try and beat a bad habit. You're trying to replace a bad habit with a good habit and have something to focus on. But a lot of people, if they choose fitness, will want to see results quickly.
Yes.
And you don't see results quickly. So is that part of the mantra, to be able to see sort of transformational change over time?
Yeah, I think a lot of the DMs I get would be like, oh, Nikki, how do you do this? How did you make this your lifestyle? Well, it didn't happen on day one. For the first 8 to 12 months, I think I made everyone's life around me miserable, you know, or every time I had to wake up and be like, why do I have to go to the gym? Or like, why? But the thing is that results are very important because you need to see the benefit. As humans, we're like, okay, if I'm doing this, what am I getting? Like, you know, so that math needs to add up. But don't focus on making it a lifestyle on day one. Do not compare your day one to someone else's day 100. I am 3 years into this, so you're watching my story today and thinking, oh man, I can never do this. I can't wake up at 4:30 a.m. Yeah, today you may not be able to, but guess what? If you start, if you make this your day one, you will get to day 100, right? Habits aren't built overnight. I mean, maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, but like...
No,
right?
I'm listening to you intently, and I think you're right. I think the one thing is about don't aim for a goal like weight, because often people will lose the weight, and as soon they'll lose weight for a wedding, for instance.
Right.
And what do they do at the wedding? Stuff the face with cake.
Yes.
Because they've achieved the goal. You should be thinking about having a lifestyle change for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be about the weight.
What else are you meant to do at weddings, though?
Well, stuffed cake.
Yeah.
There's always a sausage on a stick. But
Do a bit of dancing, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know.
These are Indian weddings you do,
Exactly,
right? A
yeah.
lot of dancing.
Absolutely. Well, look, Nikki, we are so grateful that you've been with us here
Oh,
today.
that's
So thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we will definitely have you back on this couch again. So thank you so much. We're not getting rid of Russell just yet, though, Faris, because we got DXB in 60.
That's right, DXB in 60. Russell, we want to get to know you in 60 seconds, if that's all right with you.
Yep, sure, far
All
away.
right, starting the clock in 3, 2, 1. If you weren't a hypnotherapist and life coach, what would you be?
Retired, I think. I just love my job so much. It's like saying, what would you do if you didn't have arms?
60 seconds, Russ.
Yep, okay, sorry.
No answer?
Oh, 60 seconds. I thought they had 60 questions in 60 seconds.
One thing you can't live without?
Air.
Your hidden gem in Dubai?
The friendships that I've developed.
Top series you've watched this summer?
Repeats of Breaking Bad.
What's your top podcast recommendation?
Oh, it's got to be Tools of the Humans. I'm on it.
Who would you say is the most interesting person you've met in the city?
I think everybody, they've all got a story. And so it doesn't matter, it could be a housewife, or it could be a CEO, or it could be a sports personality. I just love people.
But we all know it's Tom Urquhart at the end of the day.
That's true.
And that is your time, I'm afraid. Yeah, but I love the answers.
Okay.
Right, opportunity for us to keep in good habits and say goodbye to our special guest. Russell, thank you very much indeed. Great to see you as always. Thank you for being our guest co-host. And Nikita, thank you very much indeed for sharing your inspirational story with us. In the spirit of habits, let's stay in the good habit of talent. Nimi, who have we got today?
Yeah, we have none other than singer-songwriter Greg Pearson, great friend of the show. Greg, welcome back.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Look, we're going to hear you perform in a bit, but I just want to know what you've been up to. You're doing something quite special. It's a different kind of project. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so I'm in the middle of releasing 4 kind of like bedroom demos, shall we call them. So it's like, I feel like when I put my music out in the past, everyone gets to hear like the final finished full production that's had some money spent on it, whatever. But these 4 songs that I'm putting out are just basically like bedroom demos as I've written them, with like as bare as they'll ever be.
Yeah, because you've performed with some of the biggest stars on the biggest stages, but you're stripping it down, and that's what I think people like to see. And it's really reaching out to talent out there, because I think you mentioned something like Spotify is now becoming a social media platform for talent.
Yeah. Well, someone mentioned that to me, and I thought that was a really cool concept, that you could use things like Apple Music and the streaming platforms as a social media, where you can, you know, the way we use Instagram for our stories, where we put little snippets up of what we're doing, our lunch or whatever. But as a creative, I think it could be a cool concept to just put little snippets of your ideas and see how they're perceived.
I love that. Well, look, we've got you here to perform. We don't have to tune into Spotify to hear Greg, because we have him live. So stay right there, because we're going to have Greg performing next.